Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play HOI4 Kaiserreich of the Indochinese Union. Let us continue on from where last left off. So we're training the Cambodian revolutionaries, and soon... Are you a 70-day focus? You are. You're 21. Oh no, you're 35 actually, so this is actually much faster. We're going to try to destabilize Siam, we're going to try to cooperate with Burma, and then hopefully just challenge Siamese hegemony, and... Today's Liberation Day. Is that already... I mean, you got 1% stability. Apparently it's only been a year. I guess that makes actually perfect sense. But our first year of independence, we'll get our revolutionaries up, and maybe we'll be able to attack Siam by the end of this episode, because Burma, it's strange because they're a puppet of the commune. I'm not too sure how that exactly is going to work. We want their support for obvious reasons. Okay, you've declared war on Greece. Did you declare war on Greece while Greece is still in the Belgrade Pact? You have, so you're immediately going to get destroyed. I don't know why they always do this. What's happening over in Europe? Calibrating economy. You're still fighting Finland. So you should win that war. I'd be surprised if you didn't. I'm just thinking, like, are you going to... I mean, Azerbaijan, what are you doing down here? You're also guaranteed by the Germans. And you also have extremely tiny Armenia. Did they change the size of Armenia in this patch? That I just didn't notice, because they were extremely small. Okay, because you're now at war with the CSA. So I have a feeling that CSA might lose. I mean, there's plenty of times that CSA fights against everybody in North America, and they still pull out ahead. And we'll see, because it's going to give if the Entente wins here to kill the CSA, it's going to give them a big power boost for the Second Weltkrieg. And it looks like the CSA is definitely losing, unfortunately. And I think we've completely lost South America. I mean, Colombia and Venezuela maybe can join the Internationale. And the West Indies Federation is actually going under the tree, which could get them to leave the Entente and join the Internationale as well. Even though it doesn't really matter too much, because it's the West Indies Federation, it at least still distracts the AI enough to want to deal with that situation themselves. And also Egypt, did a pretty good job. I don't know how the Ottoman Empire managed to flub this one up, but they flubbed it immensely. Okay, we have a little over a week for this to finish. And again, the rest of the focuses are basically going to be as faster than these two combined, so we should be good. It still sucks that our industry is garbage, but if we get a steel industry from Siam, that seems pretty good. And what even is... Like, you're part of Laos? You actually have a claim on this territory as well. Yeah, so you are part of Laos. And this is Cambodia. Now, we do have claims over that territory, so we would actually keep this region, which would be nice. It's another, like, you know, 3 million people, actually, which is quite good. And I'm not too sure how many factories are there, because it doesn't really seem like there's a ton. But the factories would still be nice. So we're going to cooperate with Burma first, because if there's a chance they can refuse the cooperation, it definitely changes the way we think about things. Like, we don't want to just do destabilize Siam and then have Burma refuse to ally with us. I'm trying to think. Like, we don't want... Pull troops back out of this little pocket. I'm trying to see, like, where there are gaps in our defense line. Solidify control. Factory output goes down for... It's a lot. The 5% party support is meaningless to me. Like, I don't really think we want it at all. I mean, they have there's no forts. This entire area is basically just a river, which is a real problem. How many provinces are actually missing here? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're missing 6 units in order to actually fill out this front line. And you have all your manpower. You just have, like, no rifles at all. Like, I think as soon as we destabilize Siam, because those guerrillas will rise up and love Cambodia when you're at war. Does that mean it's giving us troops, or not too sure? Does it do anything else? It might give them, like, some stability modifier penalties. And 4 days we'll realize if Burma wants to cooperate or not. If they don't, then we have some problems. But if we can bring in, like, this guy into our, on our side. Like, somebody can give 4 to 13. 44 to 92. Like, you have so many men. It's absurd. Oh, is that it? It's just a, we're guaranteeing each other's independence. Burma's become a social state. Like, this just gives us the war goal for it. We'll at least stabilize Siam for now. Like, can you do anything? Like, can you attack us? I assume so. You know, they might actually declare war on us if we destabilize the region. Maybe. You standard rifle, you get some training. I'm trying to see if it's in here at all. Creation of the Republic. Like I said, I don't know which one they went with. Looks like they've gone for lessons of the Civil War. I don't see anything in here for attacking us. Stability, resistance, war supports. There's a... What do, like, if I just type in annex? Is there anything that gives an annexation CB? What about, Burma? Not found at all? What about Indochina? There's one thing in there for Indochina. And it's for the, an air doctrine. So no, the answer is apparently, like, there's just nothing in there really about attacking us. You don't like us, for sure. Why do you not like us? Because we claimed their territory. You know, that's fair enough. I mean, it would have been nice if Siam just went, socialist, but, you know, they decided not to, which is a real shame. But I can't attack them quite yet. Like, it's gonna be... Dutch Revolution. I guess it's gonna take a while, though, isn't it? Like, how do you get stronger than them? Dutch Indies join the Entente. Like, they're fully strengthed up as well. They got the manpower to fight. But it's like, they just don't like the industry. And I don't know how... They have 3 military factories. I don't know how they're able to equip all this stuff. Unless... We can't really see their stockpile at all. I was hoping that maybe they're like a paper tiger. Maybe all these troops are actually just hot garbage. Like, what are you? Like, what's in this army? 2 to 16. 10 is 20 width. And I doubt they'd have a 16 width. That seems like a very weird number for them to have. So, I don't really know. You've also just puppeted Finland, which is a little bit strange, but okay. I thought you would at least incorporate it into the country proper. And I don't know, what's Russia going to do? Because, like, are they going to attack the Germans? Probably not, at least until Star Wars the International, right? And that's still a year away from now, probably. Again, there are a few events that can cause them to go to war a little bit earlier, but primarily the Alsace-Lorraine ultimatum is still more than a year off. We'll see exactly what they intend on doing. If any government's going to get killed by the Beijing government, which I think is good, because that's going to get rid of a Japanese ally on the mainland. Now that we've gotten this stuff done, we just won't. I mean, we can get the casus belli now. Like we could do it. Literacy campaign, training time goes down, but that doesn't matter. We don't have guns. You know, let's get self-reliance. Let's build up our industry somewhat. And again, if Siam wants to attack us, I'm all open for it. Towards collectivization, stability goes up at 10%. Do you do anything? You are 5% bonus. This will push land reform to a completely different direction. We lose political power. We're losing stability for almost an entire year. We get 25. Okay, what do we get? Recruit population goes up by 1%. Factory output was 15. Stability goes up. We get a base stability of 10. Just getting base stability up forever. Probably more than, like, 240 days is 24 divided by 7. Divided by 2, I think. Wait, no. Yes. Either way, I think this still makes, we'll take it. We'll go towards collectivization. Apparently that means that the rest of this doesn't matter too much. So we're gonna have soon political power to do other stuff with, which would be nice. The Bin Din Peasant Uprising. The peasant in Bin Din province rose up to protest against the detention of relatives and confiscation of property, alleged being in connection with the land reform program. We lose a little bit of stability, lose city political power. Some 20,000 peasants in all, armed with swords and farm tools, these different... Yeah, we'll send in the People's Army. I mean, we don't have another choice there. And I'm not even too sure where they're rising up in. I actually don't know. It might be this province. But this is Laos. Either way, I'm sure it's fine. We might get more events like that popping up in the future. Well, at least we've avoided the negative penalties for the land reform. Self-reliance. We still the apathetic people, which, again, isn't really a penalty. We have Fatherland Front, which is good in the sense that it's going to be hard to capitulate us. Whatever in the point where we're below 20% capitulation, we're probably already dead at that point. We still have the guerrilla tradition. Division attack on core territory is a -20. Defense is high. Max planning is low. And we have a really fast resistance growth. Does any of you guys actually get rid of that? Mass assault, mass assault. It basically means that we do not want to be attacking on territory that is our core. We cannot get you. Okay, what do we want to research? It's 1918. Let's at least get some military upgrades here. So we do not want to be attacking on our territory. Because it gives us a pretty bad debuff. But we want to defend as much as possible. And I'm looking here. It's a claim, it's not a core. We shouldn't receive any penalties attacking into here in the future. And again, we can only join the Internationale after we have defeated Siam. Like, that's going to be... It's incredibly difficult to do. And again, we want to make sure... What's Japan doing? The Rising Sun? Less than ideal, but they're at least... I mean, not that far. They're actually only like a few months away from theoretically going to war with us. And of course, we want to avoid that at all costs. I don't know if just another... Like, I don't know if they go to war with us, we are going to... We're probably going to have to fight them off indefinitely, huh? That's my guess here. Okay, we've got a South African Civil War. Doesn't affect us too much. I'm just trying to think. But, like, these are mountain provinces, which would be nice to hold. Because missing provinces down here as well. But this is the only province we could really push into that doesn't have a massive river to have to cross. Oh, and you guys are finally getting some rifles. By the way, for this, is this just... Well, okay, it's basically just for new deployment. We're still like a year and a half away from getting the rifles we need. That's better than we've been in the past. We have 5 artillery pieces as well. We have a decent amount of support equipment. We're getting 13 rifles, so we're almost actually at the cap. So as soon as research is done, we're probably going to research the production efficiency cap, because we actually need it now. And it'll be done in 1 week. Actually, we're getting a boost to industry. 26 days, which is longer, and I don't feel like I want to hold off. We can get the 14 steel, as well as the military factory. Here's another tiny 20% boost, which is not that great. The factory output plus 10% though is fantastic. So here we're going to go for tools. It's going to be 109 days. Not too bad. What do you need? We can get stability cost. We can get stability up. Or we can set in the army. Recovery rates, recruit population factor. You both cost political power. The dockyard output doesn't matter. So basically it's a 5% factory output or recovery rate and population factor. So I'm not too sure, like... I mean, we're going to keep losing it no matter what. Because right now we're losing 0.5. This would basically put us at at even. So basically, am I fine being... I mean, we're also losing a little bit more political power as well. And we still got half a year, roughly, on this one as well. So basically, it's like, do I want to spend the points? No, you know what? No, the political power, there's better things we can do with it. Like, we probably want to get at least some of these advisors. I don't know which ones quite yet, because getting a defensive guy could be nice. Supply consumption, division defense plus 10%. I mean, defense on these guys should be pretty alright. Organization's at 60. Basically 60 across the board. You're 53. But defense, like, it's good. And I think boosting our defense against Siam and having them just kind of like grind their forces against us. Because again, as far as I believe, based on their 4 military factories, that they shouldn't be producing enough equipment for a prolonged war. I know these guys are big. I know these are large lads. I'm trying to think, like... Do you think their units are garbage too? Like 6 to 14, 2 to 10. Like, if they're also having the same situation where, like, most of their divisions are, like, 12th widths, that's not great for them. You get self-reliance is going to give us... Not the steel, it's going to give us an industry boost. Now we're going to get the steel, which actually will save us a military factory. And, like, right here, for 50 political power, we can just get war support. But we're already at 90%. We don't need more than that. Really. I mean, getting the extra defense on core territory, again, would be nice. Because we're already getting, like, a massive defense bonus. Because you are... It was, like, 40%. Yeah, 40% of core territory. But you're not core territory. You're an occupied state. It does change things a little bit, doesn't it? Trying to think. Because if Laos and Cambodia were core territories, that would change things for sure. Because then we would also be facing the resistance occupation. Well, apparently we just don't have our... I mean, I guess we're not technically taking a debuff for attack. But the fact that we don't have our defensive bonus, less than ideal. Is there anything else like weird I could do? Like, could I just like justify wars in China and just invade through the north? The answer might be maybe. Like, it's strange for sure. Do you actually have anything? I mean, you have some factories that I would like to take. Your population's also like massive, and I don't think I'd actually be able to release you as a smaller country, as like a puppet state. Do you have any resources in you as well? You do. No, no, the amount of population they have, the amount of resistance that's going to grow from that, probably would actually cause more harm than good. Pistons also cost us the manpower, equipment that I don't really have. I mean, I guess we could capture the equipment from them. Like, we just maybe take their guns if they have any extras, but definitely a little bit worrisome. Yeah, because you guys are in a faction. We couldn't attack the gangs out, federal government, because without getting the Hunan clique involved as well. So I think we just don't do anything. We're going to better political power. I mean, is there a chief of staff that gives us a nice defense bonus? I mean, the recruit population guy as well. Yeah, we only have infantry. Everything else doesn't matter so much. We could get the entrenchment plus 10. Either plus 10 max entrenchment, which I think at right now, you guys are all at 0 entrenchment. Yeah, we're going to get the 10 entrenchment. From you. Which should allow all you guys to start digging in. Max is 15%. Yeah, base is 5. So it's actually a pretty decent buff. We'll take him there. We also got another military factory. Just keep pumping out those rifles. Whatever you do. More guns, more guns, more guns. Stability is at 42%. Like, that's not great. But now our organization's taking a hit. I mean, factory's taking a little bit of a hit. Let's look at the secret police in here. But I mean, 28% is definitely lower than I think the 40% it was at earlier. You're in a volunteer program, which is recruit population. A new regime. Like, again, I don't know if we really need to make it a core. We can do brutal oppression. But that doesn't seem... If we're wanting to make it into a core territory, brutal oppression does not seem like it'd be the way to go here. But we did get an extra troop. Fantastic. I mean, it's one extra troop. But it's an extra troop nonetheless. So we'll get this guy for the defense bonuses. And soon we're going to have our steel. We're going to have another military factory. Which we're going to put here. Of course, we don't care about the convoys too much. I mean, they're nice. But we're not really trading with anybody right now. The CSA's lost Chicago. So the CSA is unfortunately dead. They are very dead. Which is bad for us. And I don't believe there's any way they could come back from this. Which I think means the Pacific States, like looking at this front line now, probably is going to lead to the Pacific States actually winning the war. Like, who are you backing? Do I know? You're a market liberal, so I'm assuming you're probably only backing the Pacific States right now. Yeah, so CSA's dead. It's a real shame, because it also means, to me at least personally, that I kind of don't want to get involved in the Second Blitzkrieg at all. If I know that the Entente and the Reichspakt are going to be quite powerful, kind of just abandoning the Internationale might not be the worst idea in the world. We're going to get our steel, which is nice. Extra military factory would be nice. Infrastructure's okay. Naval dockyard, I think, is kind of meaningless. I don't own Phnom Penh, which I think is probably this province. I don't own here. So I can't actually develop Cambodia right now. Apparently, Laotian citizens have developed an Indo-Chinese culture. Apparently, they haven't, because it is still not a core territory. You can strengthen ties with Calcutta. World tension is not high enough for this to form quite yet. But you know what? Let's go beyond Indochina. Let's see if we can actually get an alliance with you. Because we can alliance with this guy, Siam. Much easier to invade. But I think for right now, this is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks for watching. My name is Anthem. If you enjoyed, remember thumbs up. Not enjoying, click thumbs down. You want to subscribe, and goodbye.